Yeah, we're live, ladies and gentlemen. You ready, buddy?
I guess. I have no idea. We'll see.
Just like Joe Rogan, by the way, because we're already live.
Oh, all right.
Because Joe Rogan has to put his bald head on his podcast because he has to press the start button over there.
Oh, I got something.
Hold on, wait. So this is what I do. We got to make sure we're live. It says upcoming. Let's hit it. No, there we go. We're on.
We're live.
Can you hear you?
Can I hear myself? I'm not on my phone yet.
No, we're talking.
Oh, hello. Can you hear me? I guess so.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the launch of the Local Bizcast. Steve Fox, my first guest ever.
I feel so honored.
Come on. I couldn't have been a better person in the world over here. Holy cow. This has been a long time coming. We built this beautiful podcast room. Nothing can make me happier than doing something like this for everybody. Is it on out there?
Yes.
Can you guys see it out there?
Can you guys hear us out there? Wave if you can hear
Over
us.
there on the TV? Do we have it over there?
All right.
Emil, out there. Are we there? It's not on?
No.
Really? I feel like I see me waving hands. Yeah, I do.
Maybe the sound's not on.
Oh, that's because I turned the volume off, buddy. Oh, man. Fantastic.
This is incredible.
You like this?
This is pretty freaking cool.
Every single week we're doing this. Every single week, 8:30 in the morning, Local Bizcast. I want all of the local business owners, local influencers, want to get their word out. That's what this room is for.
This is
Get the word out. What do they
incredible.
need? What do you? Yeah. I mean, come on.
This is absolutely incredible.
So, lest you don't know, Steve Fox, my first guest, the launch of the Local Bizcast here. Not only is he he works at Janney Montgomery Scott as a financial advisor, but he's also the co-president of the Montvale Chamber of Commerce, which I thought was like the best reason to kind of get you to launch this
Not because of my good looks.
And he's good looking, and he's pretty decent at basketball. I understand, but I haven't seen it yet. He's actually pretty good at pickleball too. But
if I met you at basketball.
That is exactly it.
To kick your butt on the court a little bit.
How many years ago was that?
It's very close, over 20 years probably.
Oh, you're old, not me, man.
When did you open up on the other side of town?
Spine and Health Center of Montvale opened in April 7, 2008.
Because that's when we did your ribbon cutting.
Yeah, 16 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's how long I know you.
Yeah, it was the best advertising I never had to do. And now pickleball even better for the Spine and Health Center over here.
That's a gold mine for you guys.
Ain't that the truth? But yeah, I mean, listen, what we're trying to do here, I want to kind of, it's not even so much about the business, unless you want to talk about the business, right? I kind of want to talk about more you, almost like your path. There's probably, hopefully, a lot of people out there who are trying to figure out kind of what to do next, where to go, what they can do. I don't care, young, old, somebody getting into business, somebody working for somebody else, maybe wants to do growth and everything like that. So, you're a successful financial advisor. You're got a great family. You have, the Chamber of Commerce, what you do, like you're so involved with the community. So I just kind of like, how do you do it all? Where do you have even the time?
Well, now that my kids are 27 and 25, I have a lot of free time. And the more I'm out of the house, I think the happier my wife really is after 29 years. If you're listening, Rose, I'm only kidding. But as far as the path, I mean, I got started in this business kind of by accident. No direction. I got an internship at Citibank. Realized I was actually pretty good at finance. Got my securities license as a junior in college and started selling mutual funds for Citibank. And the rest was really history. You
just fell into this thing.
I was kind of an accident just from an internship. So for those college kids out there, internship, you'll find out what you like, what your passion is. As a matter of fact, my son did the same thing. He had an internship at BlackRock and ended up turning to a job, and that's how he stumbled into the business as well.
All right, but let's get back into that. Is that what you went to school for? You went to college.
I was
you college for what? Anything?
A marketing degree.
Marketing degree.
I loved advertising. I thought it was pretty creative. Realized I couldn't make much money in advertising at the time, and got an internship at Citibank. And
you couldn't be the madman? No madman? Was that? Or did you miss the boat on Mad Men, or what was that?
I was not too familiar with
Did you have? Come on, with that beautiful face over there. What are you talking about? You could have done that. No, so seriously, all right. So you went for marketing, but you got an internship in finance.
Yeah,
or insurance.
Yeah, I was a sales. I was selling at Citibank mortgages, home equities, checking accounts. I was good, and then they asked me to get my Series 6, which was mutual funds, and I was going to school at night and weekends and days. I was working Citibank selling mutual funds.
That's incredible.
And that's kind of how I started in the business. And then from there, I went to some of the big firms out there, from Smith Barney, Morgan Stanley, Wells Fargo.
Well, hold on. I mean, I have your path right over here because you started at Citibank. This is hysterical, right? So Citibank to David Lerner and Associates to Smith Barney to Wells Fargo. I think that's when I met you. To Morgan Stanley and now at Janney.
Right.
So, I mean, is this a typical path for somebody that does?
No, I mean, listen, to me, I thought the wirehouses, the big firms, really where I should have been. And I realized after being there for so many years that the culture there was, for me, it was just a number. It was one of too many brokers. I felt I wanted something a little bit more entrepreneurship and feeling, and that's what Janney kind of offered me. And it's just been a really good marriage to me for the last 3.5 years there.
You know, I watch a ton of movies, and you don't have to comment on this, but like you talk about finance and Wall Street and everything like that, and of course I'm thinking Boiler Room. Right. I'm thinking there's like 600 of you guys, Wolf of Wall Street, all that kind of stuff.
That's not what we work at big firms. I'm not making that to be that.
No, all right, got it. No. So unbelievable. So now you're at Janney, and then I mean, how'd you get involved with Montvale Chamber of Commerce? Because really, that's kind of why we're here.
So I moved here 20 plus years ago, raised our kids here. At the time, Mayor Zeller, I think his name was. Yep, he was looking to put together a chamber.
All right.
And put together a meeting and asked local businesses to come. We all met actually where Sharp is now. It was Paragon Bank at the time.
I remember that.
A bunch of us met and didn't know any of us. It was Scott Foreman, Doris from Perfect Limo, Tom Davey, Tom Chapman. There was a lot of us there. And we all looked at each other and said, well, we'll do this. We don't know each other. And Scott Foreman and I really looked at each other and said, well, I don't know you. I don't know what I'm doing. You want to do it together? And we formed the chamber 15 plus years ago. And it's been running ever since.
Right. And so, I mean, like that's for this podcast and for what I think I'm trying to do here. I mean, how important do you think being with the chamber, being involved with the chamber? I mean,
this is going to be a home run for the chamber, a home run for you guys. I think if we can bring in some of the, not just the big businesses, which would be nice to hear people from KPMG and Sharp, it'd be nice, but it'd also be nice to hear from the Davy Lockers of the world or the smaller business owner and to help them grow their business through this platform.
Now, listen, I'm inviting listen, how many businesses do we know how many businesses?
More than I can
Hundreds?
count. Mayor Gasali has done a great job as far as making Montvale very business friendly. And the chamber will work with you. We have a very vibrant website. We have a lot of networking events, our street fair. So if you're not in Montvale, come. We want you here.
I'll invite non-Montvalians, but I'm going to give priority to the Is it Montvalians or is there Montvalian?
I don't know. You have to get Gasali in here.
I'm sorry. All right. Well, you know what? He just teased because our next podcast next Wednesday morning is with Mayor Gasali. So it's next Wednesday at 8:30 a.m. I appreciate that. It's like a beach ball. I can hit that. But so yeah, I mean, listen, I can only go from my personal experience. We came into Montvale from Park Ridge. I made it real far. I know. In 2008, I met you, got involved with the chamber, and I mean, just the events alone. And you guys, I mean, you have one coming up very soon too. But like, I really started with like the street fair, some of the chamber meetings and the networking things and everything like that. And as I said, like if you don't mind me speaking about myself for a little bit, I just think it's kind of relevant, right? So I never had a huge marketing budget. It wasn't print ads, it wasn't newspaper at the time, social media, and I mean, I think cell phones existed back then, right? But right, so it was newspaper, it was print, it was magazines, it was I guess radio and TV, and I just didn't really have the budget. I just started my business, so I was like a foot on the ground kind of guy, right? So I was at all the local events. I was at the runs, the walks, the street fairs, this, that, the other thing. And then that's how I grew my business. I mean, it started with one, and eventually I came up to 15 practices, but, I have a solid 3 practices up here in Bergen County. And it's because of the chambers, it's the events like that. And I got to really give credit to you. And that street fair has really helped me get a lot of exposure in town.
Well, thank you. I'll tell you though, it's companies like you that never say no to the community, and I got to tip my hat to you guys because whenever there's an event out there, whether it be a 5K, a street fair, or whatever it is, I see somebody from the Spine and Health Center. Yeah, I see the shirt, I see the logo. You guys have been great for the community.
Well, you better tell them that because they're getting on my backs constantly. Like, why do we have to do all this stuff? I'm like, well, listen, grow your business.
But it works.
It absolutely works.
Business has grown a couple of ways. It's either advertising or word of mouth and referrals. My business really is more referral based. and networking through different chambers and Rotary groups and things like that.
Right.
I'm not at the street fairs as much, but for your business, this is great. And not just that, it's giving back to the communities, and people love seeing you guys because they know that you are giving back to the community.
And this is going to be cool, right? Because I want to talk to you, like, you can grow your business. You don't have to be here locally, regionally in Montville. You can do policies, you can do financial advising for anybody.
My wife and I own a house in Tampa, and I'm not there that often.
Right.
But the few months I go, I go to my Rotary Club down in Tampa. I
Sure.
meet people. I go to networking groups down there and meet people down there.
And there's value there for guys like me. Nobody's going to get an adjustment from Kentucky right now to come over here. So I'm a little bit more regional. And we've got all these local businesses. I'm looking at we're right down the street from the Wegmans. So this is mostly a Montville podcast. I know I have a lot of friends out there right now who are asking me for links. So thank you very much. Some of you guys are nowhere even close to this, but I appreciate your support over there. But I mean, from Montville, just a little from Beats to, Cycle Bar and all those kind of stuff. So we can grow locally. And it's, how do we support you? What, for example, we're going to start with because you're two, you got holding two hats right now, right? So let's start on the financial advisor side. How can this avenue, how can this road help you? What do you need? What kind of things, right? I'm assuming everybody wants more customers, but I may be wrong.
No,
some people may want an employee. I heard it through the grapevine, and forgive me if I'm incorrect, but I know there's some businesses up the street. They actually had to close at 2:00 in the afternoon one day because they didn't have an employee to cover the 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. shift.
The chamber did do a job fair several years ago. And we're thinking of bringing one back in 25 to do another job fair, because there are so many businesses in town that do need help.
Okay. I need help.
Right. Okay.
I need help.
Well, there you go. So
I need somebody. If anybody wants to join my team, we're looking for anything from the front desk to the back office. So
I'll put you on his podcast.
And you guys can come on the podcast. It's not a problem. But so it's, how do we help? Let's talk about Steve Fox right now. How do we help you in your financial advisor career? What can we do? What can help you?
Obviously, I'm doing this 30 plus years, and we're always looking to grow our business. So if you're looking for some financial planning, whether it be retirement planning, estate planning, educational planning, life insurance planning, reach out to me. It's Fox Wealth Management at Johnny Montgomery Scott. I'm right up the road. My office is in the BD Padavano building across from Wegmans.
All right.
And I'm looking to grow my business, and I do it through the chamber. I do it through my Rotary group. I do it through things like Dr. Pete helping us out here. And it's mostly word of mouth from clients. So I'm going to share this podcast with my clients, and hopefully they'll follow you. And
all right.
I think this grows exponentially, and this is...
What do you go, like, you're going to a networking group and you want to grow your business? What has been successful at you converting somebody? So in my business, either I have people who have another chiropractor, physical therapist, occupational therapist, acupuncturist, which is what we do here, or they're like, oh, I hate chiropractic. You know what I'm saying? How do you convert those people? What is the most successful thing that you do in your business that converts somebody?
I don't hand out business cards, or I really do, because I know if I hand out a business card, no one's calling me.
Right.
I'd rather take a business card. And when I take a business card, usually the next day I'll actually have a handwritten postcard saying, "It was so nice to meet you at the blah, blah, blah event. I'd love to sit down and get a cup of coffee, see how we can help each other's business." I'm not looking for a business from you. How do I help you?
Okay.
And then, who's going to say no to that?
I might.
I don't know. You.
Because I'm not a nice guy. No, but
I think the right way to do it is you go in and you try and look at how you can help their practice. And if you have a good fit with each other, then referrals will come.
I mean, in my business, you're just growing relationships. And I think it's across the board. And I'm not trying to pontificate here, but I feel like you have to create relationships, and it's super important. I like doing that. It's not just going out and sharing cards. Let's go have dinner. Let's go have a cup of coffee.
Exactly. Let's go play pickleball. Let's go do this.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I met and became friends from basketball.
That's exactly right.
And we hit it off. We became friends. And I became a client of yours, and this is how it's. That was after a bad foul. I think you hit me hard first, and that's how you got business.
I was struggling a lot in the beginning, and I had banana peels on the court a little bit. We had a couple of sprained ankles. We had a torn Achilles. I said, this is all very good for business. You know what? I always tell that story though, is I hadn't played basketball, so that was 2016, right? And I graduated chiropractic school in 2003. And I was so busy growing the businesses, I hadn't played basketball in 10 or 12 years. The first time I get out on the court, I was awful. Nobody wanted to be my friend. First off, you have to, if anybody plays basketball out there, right? So if there's like 12 guys in the gym and you're going to go 4-on-4, it's the first 8 guys that hit the foul shot. I never hit the foul shot for like weeks. I couldn't hit the foul shot. I mean, I was so bad. Nobody wanted to be my friend. However, a couple weeks in, I started to hit my stride. Now everybody wants to be my friend. So it's okay.
I think you sprained your ankle, and I think
it was awful.
I think Kelly told you no more basketball. That was it.
It wasn't just basketball. She said it was anything I get injured in that inhibits my ability to go in my practice. That was it. It was over. So I'm down to golf. If anybody wants to play golf, I have not injured myself yet playing golf. Basketball is out. That was a horrible sprained ankle. I couldn't walk for a week. Baseball was out. Dislocated shoulder, herniated disc in my lower back. What else? I think I got hurt playing bowling. I don't bowl anymore. Yeah. So, but
I get back to the network again. If you can find something that you like to do, even in my pickleball day, you start talking to people. You just listen to what they do.
Yeah.
And you never know where business comes from. You always want to listen. You always want to talk. Be helpful. People like working with people who
be nice.
Be nice. How hard is that?
Not everybody is outgoing. Not everybody has that capacity. But you kind of have to. Like, first of all, if you run a business, you want to successful. You want to give something to this world, and you have this great idea. Well, I get it. You can't. You have to be.
You have to be. And I told my daughter. My daughter is a mental health therapist.
Yeah.
And I was explaining to her, you're also a salesperson. Yeah. Because people aren't going to see you unless they know, like, and trust you. You have to go out and sell yourself.
Yeah.
Whether that be a networking event or we're at an interview. So I think some of the schools do a lousy job is really teaching kids how to sell themselves.
Yeah. I agree.
I don't care if you're a plumber, a chiropractor, or a therapist.
We had no sales training. We had no business training at all. It's funny because in our profession, for some reason, in the medical profession, chiropractors are known as good business people. I think it's because we had to, right? We were never on the top of the food chain in the medical profession, kind of almost looked down upon. And we've had to sell ourselves and the importance of chiropractic care and, now physical therapy and acupuncture. And these are kind of still considered alternative, right? It's it's the biggest thing is being able to sell yourself, and not as a salesman. Like, you're not trying to sell snake oil here. No. You're just trying to explain what it is you do
yourself.
That's it.
You got to come across as somebody that is likable, trustable, and you want to work with.
I agree.
And I can tell you, I've been a client of yours now since you've opened up.
I don't know if that's a good thing to say. No.
Well, I'm sitting up straight.
I haven't done anything. I haven't done it that well, I guess. So no, on and off a client. How about that?
Although you don't want his wife. His wife is too good.
Hey-o.
Nah,
that's okay. You
guys are great here. And but again, it comes from building a relationship.
If there's a young guy coming up, let's say the Janney chain, or let's go back. They're coming up the Morgan Stanley chain right now, and they're moving into town in Montvale. This is quote unquote competition for you, right?
Okay.
So, but here you are, young kid. Like, I mean, how old are you? You were in junior in college.
Yeah, my son's 25 years old.
There we go. 25-year-old. He's going to go ahead and he's going to start to build his business. What would be the first thing you would tell him? Hey, start with this.
Start with this.
Get
out there and be personable.
Yeah.
Go out there and talk to people. Don't be afraid. What's the word? Ask for the order. And that order could be, give me your 401k. The order could be, I want an interview. Don't be afraid to ask. What's the worst that's going to happen?
They say no.
What are you?
Okay.
Okay, so what? You go on.
Yeah.
Next.
I don't know who it was that quoted that, but it was it's a Wayne Gretzky quote. So you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Yeah. So it's so what if they say no? What? If you didn't ask them, it's indefinite no, whether you know it or not. Exactly. So if you ask them, at least you have a 50-50 shot. So.
Just ask. Ask for the order. And the order, like I said, could be an interview. It could be I want this job. It could be whatever. Just ask. And not be afraid to fail.
Yeah.
So many people are afraid to fail. You can't be afraid to fail.
What is it? Embarrassment?
Yeah. Whatever it is. Pride. I don't know. I mean, never be afraid to fail because you learn. I even tell kids, when we do some mentoring and things like that, go on the 4 or 5 interviews of jobs you don't care about. Learn the interview process.
That's a great
idea.
Because
all these HR people, that's some of the questions. So before you go on that big interview that you want at Morgan Stanley or BlackRock or Janney, practice at other firms.
That makes a heck of a lot of sense. I like go to a local pizza place and interview there. Who cares, right? Just get some kind of experience over there.
Get experience.
I love that.
And prepare. I can tell you, my son is a prepare guy. He's going to probably kill me if he's listening to this, but I remember he had a interview for BlackRock up in college.
Right.
And he had an exam on the same day. And he goes to his professor. And he says, I want an extension on the exam. And the professor's like, no, it's exam's tomorrow. So my son, I don't know how we thought of this, said, "What's the whole purpose of college?" The professor's like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Well, the whole purpose of going to college is to get a job. I have an interview tomorrow at BlackRock. All I want to do is prepare for this interview so I can get this job or its internship." Professor looked at him and said, "You got a great point, Jake," and he got the exam postponed.
I love that.
But how many people have that comfortability to say that to a professor?
Yeah.
And that's where you have to learn to just be comfortable. Don't be afraid. What's the worst the professor would have said? No.
Yeah, I find that even in my practices, I'm bringing up employees. It's confidence. It's being comfortable with
Right.
themselves. And I get it. Listen, sometimes they're starting young, but like you're not young enough ever to learn confidence, to learn to be, do all that kind of stuff. There's a saying in my office. I can't say it on camera, can I? I don't know. But I make sure that all my employees can finish the sentence, and it's always, if you want something, it's go F and get it. Right? It's just a difference between the people who have and the people who don't have. I'm not saying it's always this, but like a lot of times it's the people just didn't go get it. Wake up in the morning, go get it. Go and stay up late, go get it. Going back into networking, I just remember my first days when I started in Park Ridge back in 2003, and it was a Tuesday morning BNI group. Right, 7 o'clock in the morning. All right, I was traveling 40 minutes to get to my BNI group at 7 a.m. So I'm up at like 5:15 in the morning, and I am not an early riser. I am now. I have 2 kids, but so 5:15 to get up to go to my 7 o'clock meeting. 8:30, I rush back to the office to go see my 9 a.m. patient. I go 9 to 12 or 12:30. Then I do a lunch with the networking lunch. Then there was one day, it was definitely a Tuesday. I was like, I don't know what I was doing. I did lunch, came back to the office, treated patients until about 6:30. I left a little bit early, did dinner number 1 at 7 o'clock for about an hour and a half or something like that. And by 9 o'clock, I was at dinner number 2, having drinks and stuff like that. And that's the dedication that it requires. I think if you want it, just
absolutely, you don't need to be the smartest guy in the room.
No,
but you know what? Don't get outworked.
Don't
get outworked.
Yeah.
You know, if you're not the smartest guy or gal in the room, that's okay. But you could be the most personable. You can put in the extra hours that maybe you need to maybe pass the guy who's a little bit smarter than you, maybe.
Yeah. But if you want it, go F and get it.
Go get it.
Go
F and get it. I like that.
All right. That's what that day I finished my son. So now the chamber. Tell me about what are the challenges for the chamber? What is what can we do to help the chamber so that we can help more local businesses and stuff like that?
I mean, the challenge the chamber always has is volunteers. That's always like any charitable organization.
All right, you guys heard it now.
We need board members. We need people to
Let's
get involved. But the chamber really is a great liaison for local businesses to one network. We try and work with the mayor and council. We do a philanthropic arm, whether it be the street fair, we raise money, we give scholarships out. We've done the street sign for the town. We've done stuff for the fire department. So we're looking to get back to the community. But from a local business standpoint, come to our events, go visit our website. Don't be afraid to go to our member list, call a local business up and say, what do you do? Especially if you're another business, you want to network.
Call me first.
Call Spine and Health Center.
Call me first. Call Dr. Pete, the Spine and Health Center. Call me first. I'm in. I want to
get a cup of coffee, see what they do. Come look at their new facility here is absolutely beautiful. If you haven't been here, just come take a tour. It's stunning.
And I want you guys in this podcast room. I want to see, this is my new business. So I'm going to put it out over here. We rent out this podcast room. But right now I want to do this for free. I want to help out. I need to do.
Can you do adjustments in here?
We try. I don't know.
I don't think
it was back in the day going on to Sirius XM with my good friend Scott Farrell. Thank you, buddy. Putting it on. It was when he was with Howard Stern over there. That was a fun time. But yeah, I mean, I really need, my challenge right now is to fill up 365 of these, right? So, or I mean, not necessarily doing them every day, but at least 52 of them a year,
right?
To get started. I want people to come in here. I want my local business people. So I'm hoping if you guys are chatting right now, I'm gonna have to figure that out because I am. I guess I have my phone here, but I don't want to use it. But I want to start working with the chat or getting somebody with the chat so we can do this live. But
as far as the chamber helping you, I mean, listen, if there's businesses that you want on this air, we'll reach out to them for you. You go to a member list, see who you think would be interesting to
it's that easy.
Interview.
It's that easy.
Whether it be the CEO Benjamin Moore or it could be, like I said, Russell, the chef at Davy's Locker, and you want to hear how he makes his
wings
or whatever.
Everybody wants to know the chicken, those wings over there, right? So, but it's the truth. So, all right. Give us a little, what did I ask you? Like I have my my little cheat sheet over here.
Fun facts, right?
Fun facts, personal tidbits.
Well, I know you're
gotta try to
a big
figure
Yankee fan like I am. That was a heck of a win last night.
That is huge.
Nice to see Judge break out of his little funk.
Thank you. So what do you think? I'm not turning this into a sports one, but
no.
Garrett Cole After he lets up the 2 singles in the 5th inning.
Yeah.
I wanted him out right then and
Yeah,
there.
I thought so.
Right?
Save him for a game 6 or 7.
I'm telling you, right? He just looked gas. So, all right, but we're not going to get into
whatever.
it.
This is not a sports podcast. Oh,
No, I know, because then we'll piss off some people. I already was busting balls on the Mets fans. I'm saying 2-0 is just a lot nicer than 1-1.
I gotta tell you, as a Yankee fan, though, I don't know if I want to face the Mets in the World Series.
They beat us up this week, that's for sure. But all right, so big fan of the Giants, big fan of the Yankees. You're from the Bronx, just like me.
Born and raised.
There we go. All right, there we are. A little Grand Concourse. That's a little shout to my mom.
Blocks from the Bronx Zoo.
Yeah, nice, very nice. And pickleball, that's your thing.
Pickleball.
How
I know he loves.
Now
pickleball.
It's the best advertising I never had to do. But tell me a little bit about pickleball. Why is this crazy? It's crazy. Everybody I know.
It's just caught on like gangbusters. It's crazy. It's a very fun sport. I've always been a competitive guy. I love, as you can remember, playing basketball.
Absolutely.
And someone introduced me to it. I played once. I forgot about it for like a year. I just saw a place in Ramsey, took a lesson or two. I'm like, this is kind of cool. And then I'm not saying I'm good, but I'm good enough where I can be competitive. And I'm playing 4 or 5 days a week, and it's just an addicting sport. Tell me how is it good? Is it good fitness? What is I break a hell of a sweat. I got a little bit,
Like, so everybody talks about the sweat. So I have another podcast I do. It's called 3 Guys Coffee, which is a couple of friends of mine, and we do this every Friday morning. He plays pickleball no less than 4 days a week for a couple of hours. And he says he sweats through shirts and socks, this, that, the other thing. But the poor guy couldn't ride a bike up. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Chris. Couldn't ride a bike up a slight incline for about a mile over there. So I'm going to bust your balls. But like, it's I'm talking about health care.
You about injuries. So I think a lot of the injuries come from folks that maybe haven't done anything competitive in 20 years.
Yeah, and they're just
maybe they did it. They played tennis back when they were in their 30s, and they're jumping out there now, and they think they can go run for a ball, but they haven't done something in 20 years. So my advice, if you're going to play pickleball, just take it easy. Learn the sport, learn it, take it easy, build your way up to playing a little bit more competitively.
Look at that. See, we just we promoted a little pickleball. We gave it a little.
I think you got to set up a booth in some of these pickleball places.
You're probably not lying.
That'd be a good place to
get one of my associates over there and see what.
Why not?
So,
why not?
I don't know.
Why not?
But I listen. I'm so appreciative of you coming out.
Thank you for having me. I'm honored.
It's this is obviously going to probably evolve over the next couple of weeks and months and everything like that. But we had to get it started somewhere. I'm hoping everybody enjoyed this. I'm looking for as much feedback as possible. Do you do this in business? I walk in, obviously, from my customers, my patients, and everything like that. I want 5-star reviews, right? And that's great because it helps my ego and it makes me know I'm doing a great job. But you know what helps me more? Give me the 1-star review. Hopefully privately, but give me the 1-star reviews.
What can I do better?
That's all I care about. And so that's exactly kind of what maybe I should call this 1-star review, but that obviously has a bad name to it. But like tell us the 1-star reviews, tell us the challenges, tell us the problems and all that kind of stuff.
What are you looking for?
So I want providing. That's it. And that's the same thing for businesses. What can we do to help you? What is the things that you need fixed, changed, help?
Don't be afraid to keep learning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you guys will probably see with all my social media with this stuff, I just learned that this week. Just letting you know how to do all the posting. I am not a social media guy, but I'm definitely going to turn into one.
I'm your guinea pig, so I appreciate that.
No, I mean, this is great. So I hope anybody out there is listening. I have a few people who have been interested already. So I filled up the next couple of podcasts. As I said, I'm going to tease you with Mayor Mike Gasali coming next week. That's going to be next Wednesday at 8:30 a.m. again on YouTube Live. But we are looking for guests. I want people to come on in here and promote their businesses. What do you want people to hear? What do you want people to know? How can we help you? Do you need more clients, more customers? Do you need employees? Do you need vendors to help you with certain things, right? Not only, I'm not talking about me personally, but there's going to be people here. There's going to be the chamber. There's going to be the mayor. There's going to be a lot of people hopefully listening, and there's going to be resources out there. I believe that an avenue like this will help everybody be able to grow their business and do what they have to do, and ultimately, hopefully, in a very cool environment. So,
make one shameless plug.
You want to make a shameless plug?
Real quick.
Go ahead.
My Rotary Club's doing a dueling piano event this Friday evening. Spine Health Center is one of our sponsors. We still got a few seats left. We have about 200 people coming. So visit the Rotary website, reach out to me. And
where's that located? Where's it going to be?
Park Ridge Elks Lodge.
Okay.
And it's going to be a fun night. $65, beer, wine, soda, food, and 3 hours of dueling pianos. I'm not going to sing, I promise.
Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Fox from Janney Financial, as well as the Montvale Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for doing the
This is
launch,
great.
man.
This is
Podcast number
wonderful,
1.
man.
You ready for the most embarrassing part?
So you give
We
me a
have to
kiss.
no. Yeah, well, that too. But we got to stand up. I got to go all the way over to the computer. I'm going to figure this out to turn this off. You guys are going to all see my bald head over there. George and Deep, my producers over here. We're going to have to help out over here. But that was awesome, man. Thank you.
That was great. Thank you.
Let's see. All right, I'm going to try to get my bald head out of here. Hold on. And stream.